Hi everybody, welcome to this season's Q&A video. So basically I've decided to do a Q&A every season instead of every month, which is basically it's easier for me and for you, so for you to come up with questions and for me to not be put under pressure with scheduling, Q&A, vlogs, train spotting and all this. So it's just easier. So you'll now see one Q&A a season, so one in winter, spring, summer and autumn. There's 5 questions as well that you can ask, train related of course, or tram. So without further delay, let's begin. So like normal, we will start with the question that has been asked by a number of you. So this question was asked by CPR 1234 5 6 7 8 9 10 on the main line, Patrick Explores Railways, and the Train Spotter 43. And that question is, what is your favourite station that you have never visited before? There's a few stations out there that I've not seen that I like, but just to name a few, Northallerton, Ribblehead, and Fort William. So yeah. The next question is from Airlink, which is, why were the Pacers retired? Very simple answer. Because they're buses on train tracks, built by Leyland. Again, buses on train tracks. They were not meant to be in service for more than 8 years, but they stuck around for over 30 years because of not enough new trains from the 80s and the 90s to replace the Pacers. So yeah, that's why the Pacers have stuck around. But yeah, they're basically bus-like seats. They rock a lot because they've only got one bogie, unlike most trains, which is why they're called nodding donkeys. Yeah, screech when they brake, when they go around a curve. They don't meet disability access as well, which is another reason why they were withdrawn, and also health and safety problems, crash test worthiness. So those are a few reasons why the Pacers have been withdrawn, for everyone's sake, really. But it's good to see that they have been preserved on railways. I've driven 2, so hopefully I'll drive more. So the next 3 questions is from CPR 1234. Now I've already answered one of his questions, so I'm just going to answer the other 3 now. So, have you ever ridden a mainline charter? No, not yet anyway. What is your all-time favourite steam locomotive livery? Great Western, GWR green, or just black? Green or black, really. These are my favourite colours. What is the funniest announcement you've heard on a train? It wasn't on a train though, this one. This was up to Foregate Street. The announcer said, correction, to correct themselves, but it didn't sound like correction. It was like it was like if they were saying a different word, which I can't say because it's yeah, they weren't saying correction, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Next up with 2 questions is from Crafty Theo 10 Railway Vlogs. So, first question, what do you think of the Class 37s? They are awesome. They sound goose, even when they're idling or going full power. Very good sound. I'd like to drive one on a heritage railway, and if I do, run. Run for your life. Best and worst train operating companies. ScotRail, because in my 5 days of being in Scotland, I've never seen a more reliable train operator. they've been on time, or most of the time they're on time. Trains are good. Sprinters, beautiful. HSTs, brilliant. But worst is West Midlands trains in my book, for a number of reasons, both personal and just the truth. There's always been, I think there's been a lack of communication with West Midlands. They haven't really treated customers well if there's like a cancellation or delays. The Snow Hill lines in particular suffer from this, and the fact that they are operated by 172 Turbo Star, which I absolutely hate. But apart from that, yeah, there's always a problem with West Midlands. The next 5 questions are from James Glossop's Travels. So the first one is, what was it like to have your very first ride on a LNER Azuma? Cracking. It was quite busy actually, because it was delayed by about 20 minutes because of some idiot vandalising the train earlier, just before Peterborough. But yeah, I did manage to find a seat, an iron board actually, not a seat, an iron board. But yes, it was alright actually. Tell us your best highlight from your recent Scotland trip. There's loads, James. What have I put on here? West Highland Line, Glasgow Subway, Forth Bridge, meeting up and collaborating with Jordan, the Scottish Sprinters, HSTs, and the 318s. Oh, brilliant. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Favourite line / station on the London Underground? Now, I've not really been on the Underground as much. I've only been on 3 lines, and they've not really for a very long distance. My favourite line would be the District line, because it's green, and they did have my favourite Underground stock, the D78 tube stock, which are now found on the Marston Vale line with London North Western Railway. The Isle of Wight has 484s and has 230s with Transport for Wales. So it's good to see them being used for something else rather than the scrap heap. Favourite station on the Underground? That's a tricky one because I've not been to as many tube stations. If you were to do an all-line rail rover ticket, what would you do? I'd probably do the more isolated lines in the UK. Heart of Wales, West Highland, Far North, Kyla Lookhouse for Tico Ventures, because they take a week or 2 to complete anyway because of their timetable. But yeah, if not, then I have no idea. Just 2 weeks of Causing Chaos for free. Would you ever do a visit to the National Railway Museum in York? It is on the list. It's just when I'll do it. That's the main question. But yeah, it's on the list. So next up with 5 questions is from Josh's Railway Adventures. The first question is, have you ever seen a train with a double number, example 150, 150? Yes, I've seen 150, 150 many times around Manchester. I've also seen 320, 320 in Scotland, at Anderston, I think it was. If you had to name 150-001, what would you name it? In terms of not being selfish, I would probably name my beloved the Pioneer, or the British Rail, the BREL, Braille Mark Pioneer or something like that. Because Beloved's the one that started it really, with the Mark III second generation of both diesel and electric multiple unit rolling stock. for the 80s and early 90s. But if it was in a selfish way, then I'd just call it Beloved Sprinter. My beloved Sprinter. My darling. Will you be getting Train Sim World 3? I'm not sure actually, because can you transfer all your stuff from Train Sim World 2 to Train Sim World 3? Also, despite the graphics being better, they've done a very pathetic job with our UK routes, because they've only extended a DLC, which is the high-speed line from Ebbsfleet to Ashford. No brand new route like they've given to the America and Europe. Come on, Dovetail! Honestly. Do you think HSTs would be a good Royal Mail train? Yes. What has been your favourite trip you've done this year? Scotland. Yeah. First time in Scotland, it's not disappointed. Despite having problems from my end with the phone and the charger, it's been excellent. Next up with 2 questions is from James the Train Spotter, which are the following. What do you like more, Tornado or the Flying Scotsman? Tornado. What do you like more, Liverpool Lime Street or Manchester Piccadilly? They're both alright actually. You get sprinters at both stations, but I think I'd go for Lime Street because you get the Merseyrail train as well, the PEPs. Next up with 4 questions is from Liam O'Connor. So the first question is, do you like every single train in the UK? No. There are some trains out there that I don't really have an opinion on. I find boring, or I just naturally dislike or hate. Class 172 Douglas does. What's both your most and least favourite train? Favourite trains are the Sprinters, 150s, 153s, 155, 156, 158, 159s. And the least favourite is the 172 Turbo Stars. Have you ever been on trams before? Many times, Liam. If you look on my channel, there are some tram content, tram videos on my channel, and I have been on trams in both Birmingham, Manchester, Sheffield, and Edinburgh. Do you like trains more? Yes. Trains beat everything in my book. So you failed, Ian. Trains are better than buses. Yeah. Next up with 3 questions is from Lewis's Transport, which are the following. What is your favourite train that you have not been on? I think the Island Line takes and beat them, the Class 484s.
What is your favourite line that you have not been on?
Settle Carlisle. Not been on it yet. I will get there in the future. Have you ever been abroad? Yes. The last time I went abroad, however, was 10 years ago. So 2012. Next up, with just the 1 question, is from North East Lincolnshire Train Spotting Hub. And their question is, what is your opinion on the Voyagers? I don't have an opinion, to be honest, on the Voyagers. I see them all the time. And they're just boring. It's boring seeing them, really. I'd rather see cross-country HSTs than 170s Turbo Stars. Don't get me wrong, they sound alright with the engine. They sound alright, but travelling on them, they're very cramped. The AC doesn't really work, so no. Not a fan of Voyagers. Next up with 5 questions is from On the Main Line, which are the following. Do you think it would be good if the Class 150s got a first class? No. Yes, you heard me say that. No. They're not designed for first class running. So, it'd be a bit pointless to have them have 150s to have first class. Because they're designed for cities, suburban running and regional. The 150 Type 2s possibly, but no, I don't think so. If you got to drive any train on any route, which train and route would it be and why? Come on the main. No, it's fine. Beloved 150-001. Central Trains livery. Alright. I've put it down here. Central Trains livery. Between Birmingham Moor Street, or Tyseley, right, to Bridgnorth and back. Because not only will it liberate Kidderminster from being known as Mordor, it will simply just be known as Kidderminster. But driving my beloved on the Snow Hill lines is lifelong ambition. I will drive my beloved. It's my dream, my number one dream, really. Of all the other driving experiences, that's the one for me. It will happen at some point. And if not, God help the railway network. What's the worst station that you've been to? For example, dirtiest bathrooms, platforms, lack of info. I can't say Kidderminster because the new station's in place now with more cleaner, but still Kidderminster because beforehand, Christ, what a station that was. If you got to be a train driver on a Northern Class 150, but not be able to do the YouTube channel, would you do that or stay with the channel? I can't abandon the channel. Excuse me. No, I will continue the channel because I've worked really hard to get up to where I am at 650 something subscribers. So yeah, I will not abandon the channel for one train drive. But no. But also, think about it, when the time comes for my channel, I will drive a 150 on my channel. See? Next up with 2 questions is from Pep EMU Fan. My questions are: what were your best experiences since riding on both the 318s and 320s in Scotland? I think when, through the tunnels, over viaducts with the 318s and 320s. They do sound good, actually. 318s, so I prefer 318s because they look like the 150s. But, yeah, through tunnels, they sound good. What were your best thrashing experiences on your beloved? Central Trains, through Old Hill Tunnel, non-stop between Kidderminster and Stourbridge Junction, from Great Western Railway. Let's think. From Gloucester to Worcester, in my area, and then from Northern, it would be between Manchester, Victoria, and Rochdale, non-stop, and Salford Crescent to Bolton, non-stop, as well as between Entwistle and Darwin with Sow Tunnel. And Summit Tunnel between Littleborough and Todmorden as well. Next up with 5 questions is from Ruben Ashwell. Their first question is: has leaves on the track ever affected you on the trains? Yes. We've all been affected by leaves on the line at some point on our journey. Are there any routes you think should be electrified? Yes, the Snow Hill line, so we can scrap the 172s. Get the 730s on the Snow Hill lines, yeah? No more of them 172s. Are there any steam locos you'd like to see and why? No. I'm satisfied with the Severn Valley Gala I've just been to. What do you think would be worse than a Class 180 on the Jolly Fisherman? Voyagers. End of. Scariest station you've been to? Cannock. during the late evening. Never go to Cannock in the late evening. Or Redditch. Or Redditch as well. Redditch, Cannock, Kidderminster, and Burnley Arms. But mostly Redditch, Cannock, and Kidderminster. The next 5 questions are from Simon Trains, or as some people like to call him, Simon Trains, or Cyber Trades, or Carol, or Sheldon, or Sherlock Trains, or Shirley Trains, or the leader of the No. So, first question. If the Telford Steam Railway runs their pace on driving experiences, would you drive it? Yes. I did reach out to the railway and they said, at the moment, they're not doing any driving experiences, but it is on the table for the foreseeable future. So it's a good sign. Favourite Glasgow subway station? Buchanan Street. Favourite station in Scotland? I think Glasgow Queen Street. You get all the types of sprints, all the 3 types of sprints. There's 153, 156, 158. HSTs as well. And 17407 and 428. Oh, I love that unit. Bless him, and 17428. Did you enjoy seeing the fire starter, Hagley Hall at Severn Valley Railway? Yes. It was great to see Hagley Hall, which I remember seeing at Highley, the Highley Museum on display. But to see it in action before it started causing line fires and causing chaos, no, it was great to see her in action. She sounds great, and yeah. Very good to see her in action again. Hopefully they fix the problem so that, she'll be back on future galas. Would you do a Tico Ventures? He's done it, ladies and gentlemen. He's done it, look. Where is it? Look, he spelled it correctly this time. Look at you. Yes, I would do a Tram Ventures on the Blackpool trams at some point. So Nodrog, watch out, because this lunatic, this one right here, is going to come over to Blackpool, right? And just, you think the weather thinks chaos. Wait till I come up with me trolley. Ollie, The next question is from That British Train Spotter 1. If you didn't pick train spotting as a hobby, what would you do? I have absolutely no idea. That's as simple as that. Next up with one question is from the Bus and Train Spotter in Devon. What is your favourite Heritage diesel? Class 50. Bit of a Marmite one, that one. You either love it or you hate it. Apart from the Class 50, the Deltic, because Deltics. Have you heard a Deltic through Bewdley Tunnel of the Severn Valley? It's just beautiful. It's crazy. It's good. Next up with 2 questions is from the Train Spotter 43. Now I did answer one of his questions in the question that was asked by a number of you, so I'm going to answer the other 2 questions from the Train Spotter 43, which are: which train operator has the best food trolley? And I'm going to say Great Western Railway for this one, because I was lucky enough to go first class from Cheltenham to London and back when I was going down to the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway. Their hot chocolates are amazing. I had 4 hot chocolates on the way back. It was great fun. Which is why I was so mad afterwards. But, no. Great Western Railway. What is your favourite diesel electric multiple unit? Well, there's 2 types, obviously. There's bi-mode, so one that runs on either diesel or an electric power, and then obviously you got hybrids like Voyagers. But at the moment, I would say the 755 Stadler Flirts from Greater Anglia. They sound good with their electric power and their engines as well, diesel engines. It's just very nice, very nice. And the last question is from Thornaby37, which is, if your beloved and number 2 get preserved after they have been withdrawn, which preserved railways would you like to see them preserved on? Right, this is a question right here. Beloved, destined for the Severn Valley Railway in her prototype livery, Regional Railway prototype livery. As much as I want to see her in Central Trains again, we have to keep it, heritage, so we do the prototype livery. And for number 2, the Gloucestershire Warwickshire Railway, because I'm friends with someone from that railway that's trying to get, that actually in real life, trying to preserve number 2 as I speak. We're doing our best. I mean, we are struggling, but we're doing our best. Personally, I would like to see number 2 in the livery she carried when she was the 154 prototype, so the Regional Railway Sprinter livery. You would have seen this on 150 Type 1s up north, like with Northern Trains. Well, Northern Trains now, but yeah, Regional Railway Sprinter livery. But without the white eyes around the cabs. Don't do that. Don't do that with number 2. Oh, God. What were they thinking? But yeah. Beloved, Regional Railway prototype livery for the Severn Valley Railway. Number 2, Gloucestershire Warwickshire Railway, Regional Railway Sprinter livery. Do it! Do it! Just get it done, man! So that's it for the autumn Q&A video. I'd like to thank everyone for sending me your questions. They've been very fun to answer. And the next one will probably not be until January, because I normally have December because of Christmas and New Year and stuff. But December, the first 2 weeks of December is when you'll be able to send your questions in, as usual. Not just train questions, but tram questions and Christmas questions as well, New Year's. Resolutions for trains and stuff. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next Q&A, which is going to be probably January now. So thanks for watching and take care.